How do we pay bills? Painfully, that's how. Well, if you think about it, we have a few payment methods. We could either pay directly to the service providers, or we could pay via a clearinghouse, such as the post office, or a payment gateway, such as credit card companies, or even our banks. Two questions though. Do these clearinghouses make a profit from the payments they collect from us? In other words, when you pay your electricity bill through your bank, for example, does the electric company give a commission to the bank for collecting that payment? Of course they do. It's business. Which brings us to the next question. They're making all this profit, right? Have they ever thanked you for it? Do you get discounts or rebates when making payments through them? I think you and I know the answer to that question. Sure, they have special offers and contests once in a while, but, well, it's not all the time, is it? There's a better way. But before I can tell you about the better way, we have to talk numbers. Teddy has a worksheet that looks just like this. I would strongly encourage you to go through it with him right after this presentation. But let's use my numbers for now. These are what my bills look like. My monthly mobile bill for my family amounts to roughly 160 ringgit. My electricity bill, 50 ringgit. Yeah, I know, I don't have that many air conditioners. And I have a Wi-Fi subscription, which costs me 170 ringgit a month. So, in a month, my bills total 380 ringgit. If I were to multiply that by 12 months, I would have paid a whopping 4,560 ringgit. Extend that out to any number of months, and the figure starts to look a little scary. That's a lot of nasi lemak. Anyway, let's use these numbers for our example. On to how this program works. I would first select the package that makes sense for my bills. There are many to choose from, but the package I'm going to use for our example is one of the 20-month packages, which has a price tag of 4,445 ringgit. The moment I activate this package, I will receive 200 ringgit in my account to pay my bills. Then, every 10 days, which is called a cycle, for 60 cycles I would receive 129 ringgit. In other words, I would receive 387 ringgit every month for 20 months to pay my bills. So the total amount of rebates I would have received by the end of the 20th month is 7,940 ringgit. In short, for the price of 1 year's worth of my bills, I would receive enough rebates to pay more than 20 months of my bills. There are other packages, of course, which can be stacked to give you even more rebates. Once you have selected your package or packages, you can log into your account and start paying your bills. It's as simple as that. But you might still be asking, how are they able to give me such amazing rebates? It's too good to be true. This must be a money game or some form of hanky-panky. I assure you it's not, but allow me to illustrate. Let's say this is you, the consumer. You go to the supermarket to buy a carton of milk, which costs 10 ringgit. So, when the supermarket bought that carton of milk from the supplier, did they buy it for 10 ringgit? Of course not. They bought it at some lower price. Let's pretend they bought the milk from the supplier at 5 ringgit. So if they sell that carton of milk for 10 ringgit, they now have 10 ringgit and can now buy 2 cartons of milk from the supplier. They sell those. They now have 20 ringgit and can now buy 4 cartons of milk from the supplier. They sell those and they now have 40 ringgit, which they can now use to buy 8 cartons. You get where I'm going with this. And with some of the profits, they pay salaries and overheads. It's how Tesco became Tesco, and McDonald's sells over 1 million burgers worldwide every single day. Well, it's the same thing over here. Here's you again, the consumer, but instead of the supermarket, we have the company. And instead of the milk, you are buying prepaid credit. So, for this example, that 10 ringgit of prepaid credit that they sold you, when they bought it from the service providers, did they buy it for 10 ringgit? Again, of course not. They bought it at some lower price, just like the example above. So as you can see, no hanky-panky, no money game, just good old-fashioned commerce. So, which company is behind this amazing system? MI1, of course. MI1 is a legally registered company in Malaysia and is certified by the Malaysian Consumer Protection and Welfare Board, which is under the purview of the Malaysian Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism. So your rights as a consumer are protected. Which brings us to the end of the presentation. Whether you choose to take advantage of these amazing rebate plans is entirely up to you. But at the end of the month, those bills will be there to greet you. Same as always. You can either pay them the same way you've been doing so far and receive no discounts or rebates for your efforts, or you can be a smart consumer. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Now would be a good time to ask your questions.